Yeah, I come from Recipharm, and I've worked more than 25 years in the pharmaceutical industry, both in the US and in Sweden. I worked with big pharma for small companies as a bench level scientist and also in management. But all the time, the scope of my work has been to turn molecules into products. Because a molecule is not a pharmaceutical product. Your molecule may be excellent in all sorts of ways, but you will never get the therapeutic effect from it unless you put it into a dosage form or a formulation. Could be a tablet as here, it could be a solution for injection, an ointment, whatever, but you've got to have a dosage form to put it into a patient. And you also got to have a dosage form in order to have a product to sell. So you won't make any money unless you have this dosage form in place. And if you want to succeed in pharmaceutical development, you need to focus on the final product, not only on your molecule. Your molecule is important, sure it is, but it is the final product that in the end will give you money. Even if you're planning to sell your product before it's launched, the people that buys it, they will need a product to get any money out from it. And an excellent tool to keep track of the end product is to set up a target product profile, a piece of paper where you write down what you need from the product and what is nice to have. Without that, you will start development without a blueprint. It's like start building a house without a blueprint, and that is not a good idea. And if you want to succeed in drug development, you have to do a lot of things right. You need the right indication, the right target, the right molecule for sure, but you also need the right dosage form, the right package, the right price. And you have to make all these right to be successful. And in my experience, small companies are focusing a lot on the left hand, the left hand side of the slide, on the molecule and the target and so on, but less on the equally important parts on the other side, on the dosage form, the package, and the price. And in this presentation, I will focus on the dosage form, the package, and the price. And as a matter of fact, the company where I come from, Recipharm, we're doing just that. We are manufacturing and developing dosage forms. We're doing packaging, and we try to do that at a competitive price and with the right level of documentation. And I just make a short break here and give you a few facts about Recipharm. It was founded in 1995. Since 2007, we're entirely focusing on contract development and contract manufacturing. We made about $2 billion Swedish crowns last year, about 1,700 employees. We manufacture more than 200 products that are sold practically all over the world. We have 9 different manufacturing sites, commercial manufacturing sites, where we can manufacture everything from tablets and capsules to solutions for injections, ointments, creams, and so on. And we also have a development site in Solna, just outside Stockholm, Sweden, where we can help you with formulation development, manufacturing for clinical trials, development of analytical methods, validation, stability studies, and so on. So pretty much we can help to take your API, make it into a product, and also make sure that it's commercially manufactured. And you have heard me talk a lot about the dosage form here, and that is because the dosage form, and together with the package, it's really, really important for your product. The dosage form will control and have an impact on characteristics such as bioavailability, safety and tolerability, convenience, on patient compliance. That is, will the patient take the medication or not? And if it doesn't take his medication, you'll not get an effect. Stability, dose homogeneity, appearance. It will have a huge impact on the cost of manufacturing of your product. And also the dosage form is an important opportunity for getting additional patent protection and extended period of exclusivity for your product, as you will see in a few slides. And if you don't pay attention to the dosage form and the package, there is a risk that you will suffer different types of failures. And some of the most common would be poor stability, a poor content uniformity, or a low variable bioavailability. It's very common with today's low solubility compounds. There's also risk, if you don't do this properly, that you will end up with a formulation that is very difficult to manufacture, very costly to manufacture, and that will hurt your profit. And also you could end up with a product that is suboptimal. You still have a product, but it will not be as good as it could be. And that means that you won't make as much money out of your investment as you could have. I don't think that is very good. So I'll give you 3 quick examples illustrating the importance of the dosage form. But it's about pore stability, it's about improved manufacturability, and how an improved dosage form can have a huge impact on sales. The first one, the pore stability. In this case, we got this product on the way. It was in the clinical phase, and there was a stability problem. It turned out this was a low dose drug, so it has to be milled to get good dose homogeneity. And in the milling or micronization process, the crystal lattice was ruptured, and the drug was turned amorphous. Amorphous drugs are usually more reactive and have a poor stability. And in this case, the unmilled API was perfectly stable. When milled, it broke down too quickly. It was not stable. So in this case, we could tweak a little with the manufacturing method and get a stable product and go on with the clinical program. Next case is about manufacturability. Here we got a method from another party which worked very well in small scale, but it used huge amounts of water in which the drug was dissolved, and then you had to dry off the water, and that was very time consuming. By finding a new method when we instead used a suspension, we could cut down the manufacturing time with more than 50%, and on this, at the same time we got a more robust process. So we ended up with a manufacturing cost that was about half than the original cost, and we also, and more importantly, got a robust process and didn't have to risk the problems of not being able to supply the market because of a poor product. Last example is from the time where I worked with Pharmaceutical, now Pfizer. I was formulating a new compound, or it was we were working on a new formulation of tolterodine, a compound indicated for overactive bladder. For this drug, dry mouth is a common side effect. We developed an extended release formulation, and you can see the plasma profile down there. The black circles are the new formulation, and the open circles is the same amount of drug with conventional tablets. We got a much smoother plasma profile. And we were really, if you're into plasma profiles, this is great. Maybe you're not. But it had other effects. Because of the smoother plasma profile, we got, and now this is a quote from a research paper, this new formulation showed an improved efficacy for reducing urge incontinence episodes and a lower frequency of dry mouth compared with the existing formulation. That is better effect and less side effects. And from an economical perspective, that meant that when this product was launched, sales increased from a couple of $100 million to $500 million in the first year, and it continued to increase over $1 billion and is still selling over $1 billion according to Pfizer's annual report. And on top of that, we could file 3 additional patents protecting this new dosage form. The original patent will expire in September this year, and Pfizer will hopefully, I guess, rely on these patents. So this is a clear case, I think, where the dosage form really shows increased benefits to the patient, but also a huge effect on sales. And I would like to conclude with that if you think that you have a right molecule for the right indication, I think that molecule also deserves the right dosage form, the right package, and manufactured to the right price. Unless you ensure that, you won't take the full potential of that molecule, and you won't get the full benefit out of your investment. To ensure this, you need competence, sure, in product development and in manufacturing. And if you think you need help on that, I would be happy to discuss this with you afterwards or any of my colleagues. Thank you for listening.
Torkel, I just wonder, how come the companies miss this, what do you say, very important matter, dosage and packaging? How come they can miss it?
My theory is that the science seems so much more interesting, the pharmacology and the chemistry around the molecule, and that drives a lot of interest in small-sized companies, which cannot really afford to hire competence in these later stages on product development and manufacturing.
But they will.
I think they will, and I think I'm seeing a trend that this is more and more fashionable these days.
Thank you very much, Torkel Gren. Thank you.
You're welcome.